I had been seeing marriage as an N=2 proposition, as a couple only. I had internalized that there were no more individuals, only a couple. And that meant there was no more me, only him, at the top of that hierarchical structure. I had become invisible because I was underneath him. That's not doing what's right. Remember that question that God asks us, if you do what is right. God didn't create me as an individual, then light me up with his Holy Spirit to then become invisible by diminishing my individual person under a bushel called marriage. I'm still me in marriage. I redirected my focus back to my own N=1, and I took responsibility for me. There's an oxymoron or a disbelief or an untruth, however you want to phrase it, that when God says to become one flesh, that it's the couple themselves that make it happen. It's the couple that creates the one flesh marriage. That's not true. Only God gives growth. The man provides the masculinity, and the woman embodies the femininity. It's God that blends the two into one flesh. It's not an accomplishment of the two humans that make the marriage work. The word one from the phrase one flesh doesn't actually mean a single thing or something singular or like a number one. The meaning is closer to the word first or beginning. The term one flesh is misunderstood, especially by unhealed femininity. It doesn't mean becoming a single thing, like mixing salt to water and it becoming one thing, salty water. No more salt, no more water, because one of the two things has been absorbed or consumed inside the other. The one flesh marriage is a new beginning of something different that's being created, while at the same time the individual components remain intact, unlike the salty water example. The only person who creates life, growth, or anything new is God. 1 Corinthians 3, verses 5 through 9. The beginning of your healing, dear one, is becoming that N=1 again. It's just you and your feminine heart that God created and placed inside of you. God grows that one flesh creation of your marriage as a result of him healing and growing you. But if you're married to a wolf instead of a sheep, he's not going to create a one flesh union. He tells us right in his word in 2 Corinthians 6, light and darkness cannot be yoked. That's his intention from 1 Peter 3. That sliver of time that I talk about in part 1, that space between event and response, you find it between verse 1 and 2.